Right. So starting in our seats with the option of that lower back lumbar support block behind us. We are going to have our feet on top of a block and then a resistance band across our waist or our thighs, sorry. And we will have a moment to just get settled in. Just noticing, being mindful of your posture, noticing if you're dumping in that lower back, whether it's a tuck or if you're over tilting and pushing forward too much. Just really trying to set a tone for our body to sit up taller, relaxing the feet into the ground, relaxing the ribs. Let the shoulders roll back and give it a little hug to the shoulder blades towards the spine. And let's take a full breath in as we press our feet into the ground, reach out through the crown, keep that chin down as you elongate through the back of the neck. Inhale. And as you exhale, relax the breath, but don't lose the height. So stay nice and active in the body as you inhale. Don't lose the height and exhale. And one more time, inhale to lengthen and exhale to let go. Very good. So we'll take our arms to our sides and let's breathe into our belly and then slowly lift the arms, taking that breath into the whole rib cage, front, sides, and back. Keep lifting the arms, breathing up into the collarbone, breathing in as high up as you can as you reach the arms up as high as you can. Inhale, inhale. And then you start to release the arms, slowly let the breath out from the toppest part of your body to the mid part, down towards the belly, and full exhalation. So just training yourself to move and breathe at the same time. So lifting through the arms, mosquito, slowly filling up as you lift, lift, lift. Inhale, press your feet into the ground. And then when you're ready, arms will release as you feel the breath slowly subsiding all the way back down. And one more time, inhale, filling up the belly, lifting the arms, filling the ribs, arms come above the shoulders, keep filling into the top of the collarbone. Inhale, inhale, reach. Releasing the arms, slowly melting the breath away from the collarbone, arms below the shoulders, release the ribs, arms heading down as you release from the belly. And then just let your arms pause and breathe. Good. So I want you to focus on your shoulders. We're going to round just our upper back where our shoulder blades are, and you're going to bring your shoulders forward. So I haven't dropped my head. I'm just trying to curl my arms inward with the shoulders so the back is nice and open. The chest feels like it's collapsing, and then slow and steady pushing those shoulders back behind you. So you can move through your whole arm, through the shoulder girdles, and squeeze the scapulas back. You're not flaring the ribs, just stretching out the chest. The head stays in this neutral position as once again, you slowly move your shoulders forward. And I find like stretching the arms forward really helps to like feel like we're trying to hug one shoulder into the other. And then gradually moving those arms back. You can squeeze shoulder blades, elbows pull back, arms are bending to help. And then one more time, keep the chin parallel to the chest as you slowly bring your shoulders forward. So if your focus is the arms, think about the shoulders more. And then take it back one last time, exhaling, squeezing back. Big breath in, big breath out. And then relax those arms, moving the neck around. Roll in the other direction. And then coming right back into center. So we're going to revisit some neuro work for some more brain power. So we're going to take our left hand to our shoulder. And so you might recall this once you start moving, and we're just going to roll the shoulder forward. So this would be called our small circle, even though it feels like maybe you're making a large circle with the shoulder, but the arm is bent, so it's considered the small one. And then we're going to take that right arm down by our sides, and we're moving the left arm forward. So we're going to move the right arm back. Right? So I think I started wrong. So left arm goes forward and right arm goes back. And sometimes that happens. So when you notice you're going the same way, just alternate. And just breathing in and out. Right arm back, left arm comes forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the arms. Let your right ear fall over towards the right shoulder. Excuse me, wasn't needing to mirror. And then let your left ear travel to your left shoulder. Stay neutral in your pelvis. Relax your ribs. Continue to engage into the legs. And then bring your head back through center and taking that left hand onto your shoulder. And again, we're moving the arm forward. Slow and steady, but keeping that movement. And it's okay if your hand doesn't touch your shoulder, if you're further away, you're just moving from that shoulder girdle. Right? And then that left arm is down beside you. And your right arm is going forward, so your left arm is going back. So you want to reverse the circles. And like I said, sometimes you kind of have to start and then restart. And that's okay. And so the left arm is the big circle, the right arm is considered the smaller circle. Keep pressing into the feet onto the block, reach out through the crown. Then just keep moving for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly relax. Let your right ear travel to your right shoulder. Shoulders are rolling back slightly, the chest is open. And then moving your head over to the left. And then come back into center. Sweep the arms up to the sky. And then we're just going to fold forward. You can rest your arms on top of those legs, bending into the elbows. Create nice length into the spinal column. Keep pressing the feet into the block. Your palms might touch. They can also interlace, whatever feels good for you. And then start to tuck your tailbone and then round into your mid-back and then to your shoulders, separating the scapulas, and then bringing your head down and just rounding your back as much as it feels good for you. Exhale. And then nice and slowly, starting to lift your head up, rolling the shoulders down your back as they hug towards one another. Lengthen out through the spine, and maybe taking that tailbone between the legs to the back. So you're dropping your ribs towards the thigh. And then tucking the tailbone, rounding into the mid-back, into the shoulders, bringing your head down. Open up the shoulder blades. Stretch out your spine. Exhale. And then lifting your head slowly as you roll the shoulders down your back, creating length into the spine. As you move down to the tailbone, and this is called tilting the pelvis. You're bringing your pelvis towards your thighs. Open up the ribs. And then just slowly round the whole back together instead of part by part. Just round and round, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then come back into neutral. Good. So if your hands are interlaced, go ahead and release that. And you're going to take your right arm down by your right leg. Your left hand might cross your left arm, or excuse me, your to your right thigh. And we're going to sweep that right arm open. Keep the chest lifting as you twist open. Push into your legs with that left arm as you exhale, reaching that right arm back. Beautiful. And then taking that right hand behind that left arm, if there's space, otherwise you can go in front of it. Press into that right arm and then open up that left arm out to the side. Push into your legs with that right arm as you open up that left arm. Exhale. Shoulders away from the ears. And then inhale and gradually retract. Left hand can rest onto the thighs as that right arm pulls out, opening up the body. Twist and open. Exhale. Inhale, returning that right arm back down as you lengthen the spine, shoulder blades hugging back, and then exhale, pushing up and away. And last one, just coming back. Final set on each. Right arm opening up, exhale. And returning through center. Finishing up this set, press into the right arm and open up the left. Exhale. And come all the way back into center. Relax the arms down by the legs. Sweep your arms back behind you and rise all the way up, taking the arms into a big circle all the way forward. So dive down, reach forward, lean over the thighs, sweep the arms back behind you. Let it lift you up as you squeeze the shoulder blades, lifting to the sky. Fold and hinge forward as your arms melt down. One more time. And reach back behind you, lifting up. Finish all the way back into your fold, arms forward, and exhale. Let it go. Remember, you can drop your crown down or keep it in alignment with your heart, depending on if you're working with any low blood pressure concerns or glaucoma. And then nice and slowly pressing your feet down into that block as you lift up and rise. Beautiful. So just open and close those legs. All right, so what I'd like for you to do is I'd like you to take your resistance bands. I have mine folded in half. You'll kind of have to see for yourself. I'll show you what we're going to do and you can see what works best for you. I'm going to place them underneath both of my legs and I'm going to do my best to add a little tightness into the strap. So it's like I'm locking my legs into the strap. And because I have handles, I can actually feed. I'll show you a little closer. All right. So obviously I can't hold my legs closer to you, but what I've done is I held my legs like this and are the resistance bands. So I have my legs, right? And the band behind you. So I guess this might work standing. And then I'm going to feed through, no, I won't do it standing. So I'm going to feed through the loose end underneath the handles. All right. And then my legs are in here. And we want that, we just want some tightness because we're going to add some resistance to work our hips. And you want to have it in such a way where it's being held so you can hold the straps. Right. And so if that doesn't work for you, you might knot it, you know, depending on what kind of strap you're working on. But if your hands, you know, ideally your hands are free, so you're not hurting your hands, but you could hold them as long as you're mindful not to hurt. But we're going to open and close our legs like this. All right. If your strap really isn't working for you, then you're going to take your hands to the outside of your legs. And as you're opening the legs, you're going to push the legs inward to add your own resistance. Okay, you can also add that if you want to add a little element of a little more resistance. Okay, so you'll start with your legs side by side. Your feet are on the block, the feet are side by side. So as I said, you can either just rest your hands wherever it feels good for you. Sit tall, right? Chin is parallel to the chest. right? We'll do a few without the hands, and then we'll talk about the hands if you'd like to include them. And then just start to peel the knees open and exhale through there. As you're doing that, you're driving your heels closer together for a little extra connection. And then let the knees travel back in. As the knees come in, that's your in breath. As you press through the heels, open up the knees, that's your out breath. Stay in your neutral position in your pelvis. Inhale, bring the legs in, relax the ribs, and exhale, slowly opening up. Okay, so if this feels enough for you, please stay right with that. Otherwise, hands on the outside of the thighs if you'd like to add a little bit more. So as the knees are opening, you're sort of pushing in, not sort of, but you are pushing in. You're letting the legs open, but you're adding some more resistance. So if that's too much, then you can omit it or just be softer with your pushing in. Okay, sit up tall, inhale, and exhale, legs open. Press through the heels, reach out through the crown, and bring them back in. All right, again, push your tush into the seat, lengthen, exhale, open, and gently relax. Good, two more. Open up, exhale, and inhale, come right back. And last one, open up, exhale, and slowly come back. Beautiful. So now you're going to take your strap. You can unwind if you want, depending on if you're wearing shorts, it might be challenging on the skin, but you can slide down to now your ankles. And you're going to have to tighten it up. So if it doesn't feel good on the skin, you can just do your best. Maybe if you're in a place where you can grab socks real quick, that might work. I do have the opportunity to hold the extra material of my resistance band into my hands. If that works for you, you can do that too, right? So I would slide the legs in just a little closer. And you're gonna sit up nice and tall. If you are in a position where you can hold your resistance band, you can pull between the knees and then squeeze the knees towards one another. If you're going to hold the straps into your hands, remember elbows in, palms up. Okay, you can either hold them separate or together. All right, so now we're going to lean back into either our block or the shoulder blades and or to the back of the chair. Lift your heels. You're on the balls of your feet. You might have to adjust that block if you're having to lean too far and it feels awkward, and if you're putting pressure on your neck. We want to put pressure to our scapulas. Okay, so leaning back, I have the strap between the legs, gently pulling up. And then when you're ready, heels are lifted and just start to peel your heels away. You might hover the toes off the block or push it down and then squeeze those heels back together. Try not to round into your back and sink, so lift the chest. Peel those heels away, the knees stay together, and then squeezing those heels together. You can do this without the strap too, just keeping the balls of your feet onto your block, and then just open up the heels, squeeze the knees, heels come back together. Good. Exhale and pull open those heels, squeeze the block, the knees together. Last one. Exhale and open up those heels. And then relax. Beautiful. Sit up tall. You can slide that strap out. So working on our ankle strength, knees, and hips. All right. So go ahead and grab hold of your strap. And we're going to take our feet now to the outsides of our block. You can scoot your way back forward. See if you need a little cat and cow to stretch out. And maybe you reset your block. All right. So we're going to hold our strap about shoulder width apart. And then we're going to bring the elbows and hug them into the ribs. You can start with your palms facing down. And then as we're working our movements, you're going to turn your palms to face each other. So get your thumbs out and over so that you start like this, and then you turn like this. Okay, so arms will be here, thumbs, and then you can give a little pull and rotate. Relax, relax. You have 2 opportunities to release. So pull open, rotate. Hands down, hug it in. All right, stay with it. Press your feet into the floor, stay engaged, elbows hugging in, pull apart, rotate open, palms down, hug it back in. Pull it apart, rotate the palms, palms down, release. Last 2. Pull it apart, rotate the palms, take them down, and relax. Last one, pull it apart, rotate the palms, palms down, and release. Shake it off. Nice, everyone. So arms are down by your sides, sitting nice and tall. You're going to slowly reach your left arm up to the sky. And sorry, I had earlier, I got up. You're going to grip that block with your feet, and you're going to lean over to the side, reach that right arm down, and send that left arm up. And I want you to squeeze your block. So you're activating the inner thighs to the outer thighs here. Sit all the way up and switch. Right arm up, squeezing through the heels from the inside into that block, leaning over, reaching down through that left arm, reaching up to the sky. Keep feeling those heels internally squeezing that block. Good. Inhale, center and switch. Leaning over. Squeezing gently into that block. And one more time. Inhale, center, and exhale all the way up to the sky. And all the way back to center. Beautiful. So we're going to do something very similar to that, but with our strap. So if it feels comfortable, you can place that strap underneath your chair if you'd like, or you can move your block first to stand on top of the block or the strap with your feet, and then return the block between the feet. So you'll have to move the block if you're choosing to stand on this strap, the resistance band, and then return the block, because we still want that activation of hugging the heels inward. All right, that's going to help ignite our inner core. Otherwise, it can go underneath your chair if you like that instead. But no matter what, your heels are squeezing that block. All right, so now coming into a little bicep curl, and then push your elbows forward so that your straps are on the outside of the arms, and then open your arms out. So we're squeezing into what we would call our W, shoulder blades back and down. Squeeze into your heel into your block. Mine is slid out from my feet. Another reason why maybe the chair would be better. So squeezing in, if your feet are too far away, your strap might slide out, and that's what happened to me. And we're just going to push our arms up as high as we can. There will be some resistance. You won't be able to straighten your arms perhaps, and that's okay. That's not the point. The point is what is going on with your posture. Heels are squeezing in, sit tall, elbows down, squeezing back to that W. Relax your neck and let go of your jaws. So inhale to retract right here, and then exhale to push up. Inhale to bring it back down. Good. When you lift your arms, notice if you feel like you're shrinking your neck and shoulders, right? We want to stay lifting. And then release, elbows down, inhale, and then pushing up. Exhale, squeeze that block inside through the heels. Taking it down, final 2, inhale down. Exhale and lifting up. Inhale, taking it down. And exhale, lifting up. And slowly melting the arms and letting go. Nice. So moving your props over to the side. We're going to scooch our tush forward. Our left foot is going to stand back and our right foot is going to come forward. We're going to stand up and sit back down with a little variation. However, if standing and sitting in the chair is a little challenging for you, maybe just keep both feet in, tucking a little underneath you, and just working through that. So we can do one together just as a reminder. So feet are anchored, both feet are side by side just to start. Reach back behind you, sweep the arms down, and then rise up to the sky. Big breath in. And then slowly sitting right back down. Exhale, right? So same thing, except now with a variation of your right leg forward. Okay, if you felt like that other one was a challenge, then stay with that until you can feel a little bit more comfortable. So sweeping the arms back behind you. You're going to bend into your left knee so your right foot might lift a little bit to help you. And then as you lean forward, you step into that right foot and lift. Good. Potentially that left heel can lift as you ground into your right foot. And then bend into those knees. You can reach and grab your chair if you're not sure. And then sit right back down. All right, so that's the rhythm. We're gonna go for about 30 seconds or so. So inhale, start to rise up, use your momentum, maybe that left heel lifts, and then exhale and sit right back down. Take your time. All right, go at your own rhythm. Inhale, lift and rise. And slow and steady, sitting back down. Good. Inhale, lift and rise. Remember that left heel can lift and lowering down and exhale. One more time. Inhale, lift and rise. And exhale, lowering down. Beautiful. Bringing your right leg in. A little shakedown. Same thing other side, unless you want to continue working with your feet together. Right? Extend that left leg out. Okay. So just taking time. This is another side. So, right, we want to feel the rhythm. Walking that right foot back a little bit, extending that left leg out. So you might start with the front part of your left foot up, heel down. Lean forward, reach back, and then pushing into that left foot, maybe that right heel lifts. And then nice and slowly bending those knees, you can reach back and sit. All right, find that rhythm. Inhale, rise up, and exhale nice and slowly, sitting back down. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, slow and steady, taking it down. We have about 4 more. Inhale, rise up. Press into those feet. Maybe lift that right heel and then lower it down as you sit. Good. Last 3. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, nice and slowly, taking it down. Last 2. Inhale, rise up. And nice and slowly, sitting back down. And last one, we'll stay seated. Excuse me, standing. Inhale, rise up and bring those feet side by side and relax. Shake it off. Nice. All right. So let's turn the top part of highest part of our chair towards us. All right. Let's take the heels of our palms on top and just walk it back to stretch it out. So your head might stay above the arms. Your head might rest between the arms or drop down. Legs might stay long. You might bend right knee, lengthen the left, and alternate, or bend and extend both legs together, right? Just kind of exploring how your body is feeling right now. At some point after the legs, you can start to adjust how the hands are situated. Maybe you walk down the chair, wiggle the toes, relax the jaws. And if you're down on your chair, you're going to slowly rise up, bend into those knees, and just walk it forward. And take a big breath in and a big breath out. Beautiful. All right. So we're going to turn our strap into our hands. And we're going to come to the chair on our left side. We'll take the strap underneath our right foot. Our left foot is going to have a slight angle, about 45 to the left. You have your chair for your hand. You can open your arm out or you can rest it to your hip. Okay. But I want you to avoid rolling to the inside arches of that left foot or avoid also rolling to your pinky toes, right? So I really want you to focus on anchoring into your foot. If you think about the padding of your foot, you have a whole pad underneath each foot, like the toes, right? Your balls of your feet. So think about the big ball underneath that left big toe, and then the tiny little ball underneath your right pinky, left pinky. So we're anchoring down into your foot. And then there's a whole heel. Think about the center being another point of reference. So you have like a triangle on your foot as your stability. Okay, so we want to stay anchored in those 3 points. So turn your right palm out. You have your left side facing the chair, the strap underneath your right leg. Lift your right heel and then kick your foot out in front of you. Good. So we're going to just slowly pull the hand up just a little bit more to have some resistance so that it feels like you're lifting your foot with your biceps. All right, so just try to find that rhythm. And if your strap is really loose, then maybe you walk down your strap so that you add a little more resistance. Okay, I want you to really let go of your legs and really just keep this into that bicep. Your palm is up, elbow is bent, right? So we're not driving the movement from the leg, we're driving the movement from the arm. The leg just follows. And we're going to keep going. Reach out through the crown. Press into the 3 points of that left foot for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. You can grab the strap into the left hand and relax that right hand. Maybe roll the rest for a moment. Okay. And then return to where it feels best for you. So now we're going to take our hands to the outside of that right hip. The arm, the palm is facing inward as if you're standing in mountain. Okay. So your leg might still be kicked out. So bring it, instead of forward, take it outside. So it's a little bit of a kick to the side rather than forward. All right. So then notice if you're sinking your hips to the chair, we do want to pull the hip in. Left inner thigh is rolling back. Press into those 3 points. Good. When you're ready, you're going to lean to that left leg and lift that right leg. And you can pull up on your strap and add a little bit more resistance as it feels good for you. We don't need to do anything else. If you're feeling strain in your wrist, turn your palm forward. If it feels good to continue hugging it inward and back, stay with it. Reach out through the crown, chin is parallel to the chest. Press into those 3 points. Maybe your left hand stays on the chair, maybe it opens, maybe you play and release. But find a focal point. In our yoga practice, we call this our dristi. It's about 5 to 8 feet in front of you, preferably not on a person, but on an object that is completely still. Could be the wall, could be the floor, could be a chair. Beautiful. If you need to take a rest, please do. Otherwise, we're going to flex into that right foot and then send it in front of the left leg, pulling across the body to the left. And then open back out as wide as it feels good for you. Try to stand tall and not lean over the chair. Okay, we're just lifting and then slowly pulling across. So we're using our outer hips and our inner thighs. So open up and then come across. And it does not matter how far out you're going on either end. It matters about the breath, the quality of your thoughts, the comfort that you're providing for the rest of the body that is helping you with this work. So checking in with your wrists, your jaws, just sweeping the leg out side to side. Continue for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Shake it off. We're going to move the chair over to the other side. and place the strap underneath the left foot. That right foot is going to go 45 degrees. Right hand to the chair, standing nice and tall. Shoulders are back, ribs are down, right? You might walk down the resistance band, pulling that elbow in, right? So we start with our feet side by side, and then we kick our right leg forward. And then we want to find that momentum where you're not lifting and lowering the leg like it feels like you're kicking, but instead you're moving your left arm so that the left leg is getting a little jostled. Try not to sink in that right hip, but roll your inner thigh back and focus on those 3 points of reference for your balance. Chin is down, and just continue to find a rhythm. Your palm can face up, elbow is in. For 5, 4, good. Lift with the arm. 3, 2, 1. Relax, release, shake it off. Good. See if you need to roll out your wrist. And then you're going to come back if you've removed it. Feet start side by side. Find your reference to hold on where it feels good. Good. Since your feet are side by side, now you kickstand it out. And again, we don't want to push the hips out. We want to bring it inward, centered, and roll the right inner thigh back. Good. So the arm is just resting by the leg. Good. And then you can slowly lift your leg. Just a hover is fine. Remember, if this doesn't feel good, you can turn your palm forward, bend in the elbow to help you. Otherwise, we're just walking our hand down that resistance band. It's a slight lean without over leaning. Still looking like you're tall. Push into that right big toe, reach out to the crown. Settle the breath. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a rest if you need to. Otherwise, sweeping that left leg across the right and then sweeping it open. Remember, we want to stay in this nice length that we've created, not lean over the chair, right? So just moving from the hip joint. Open it, in and out. Sweeping across. Notice if you're twisting your body as well. You're still facing forward. Just taking it out to the side and out to the other side. For 5. If you feel strain, turn your wrist up. 4, 3, 2, reach out to the crown. And 1, come back and release. Shake it off. Roll out the wrist and release your strap. Good. So we're going to stay with our chair on our right side. We're going to walk our feet wide, about 3 feet or so. Right hand onto the chair. Shift your hips over to the left and just lean towards your chair. Now, both of my feet are facing the same direction outside. Right, so roughly 45 degrees with both. Now, as you continue to move through this, you can keep your left foot in that 45, or you can lift your heel and then bring your left foot forward into another 45. So either the 45 points, left foot toes to the left, or you lift the heel and that 45 becomes more internal. And you can kind of play with it. It's good for the hip joints, right? Just pivoting through the foot. But find one that you can land into. Stay with it and see if you can hinge from the hips, not the torso, but you hinge from the hips. Maybe your hand comes down the chair. If you feel strain in your front leg, bend the knee. Okay? Your shoulders are staying open, ribs are relaxing, the head is not dropping down. It's lifting up. Maybe that left arm lifts up to the sky. Okay. Now, depending on how you're feeling, you can lift that right foot and then pivot directly to the chair so it's nice and straight. And stay for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand either to the left hand to the hip or the chair, bringing the right hand back to the hip to lift you up. Good. And then just pivot those legs, walk them in. Nice. So adjust the chair. We'll start with our feet in that 45, both pointed outside. Okay. And then when you're ready, reaching the left hand to the chair, sliding those hips over to the right. You might stay right with this sensation. There is nothing wrong with not moving any further if that feels good for you. Otherwise, lifting your right heel and pivoting back so that you're moving in internal position. That front left foot is still on that 45. You can play with opening and closing as it feels good for you. Your legs are roughly no further than 3 feet apart, but choose one, toes out or heel pushing out. Okay. And then from the hips, we're leaning down. Now you can keep that 45, that internal movement with that left foot. See how that feels? Check in with the ribs, relax. Maybe that left foot lifts and pivots and points underneath your chair. Maybe that left arm extends and reaches high. Excuse me, the right arm. Maybe that left hand goes down. So you're in your triangle. Your legs might be a little different from what I'm showing here, and that doesn't mean that it's wrong. You check in with yourself and see how it feels. It's okay to come to things a little differently than others. You never know until you try, right? So taking your right hand down, bend into your front left knee, walk that left hand up, and push yourself up, and then walk it in. Okay, pivot to your chair. And then when you're ready, walk it back and stretch it out. You can stay up nice and high into that 90 degrees, or you can work lower if you want a little bit more of a down dog. Maybe a little bit of both. Relax your neck. Big breath in, big breath out. And when you're ready, you can bend into those knees and just work your way back up to standing. Take your time. Breathe in, breathe out. Beautiful. So if you'd like to utilize your chair to help you go down to the ground or even to have an anchor for your legs, turn your chair around and work your way down. We're going to use our resistance bands when you get settled. If you need extra support for your neck, to make sure you have that as well. So I have a small block that's just a couple inches. It's not the 4-inch thick block. So that's a relatively appropriate height for the head. For me, perhaps I'd want like I don't know, maybe even an inch. But it depends on for you how your neck feels. If your head goes down and your chin automatically wants to go up and you have a little challenge of getting that chin down, that's where you slide something underneath your head for a little extra support. Okay, we want to feel length in the back of our neck. Remember, you could be already supporting yourself with your feet onto that chair if that feels best for you, or you're supporting yourself with your feet on the ground. There's no better or worse, or right or wrong, except for how your body is responding, right? So you want to feel that lower back is anchoring. We're going to pull our right leg in and take our strap. I have mine folded in half. I'm just going to place it behind the thigh. And then I'm going to use it to help hug my right thigh into my rib cage. Relax the shoulders down. Your tailbone is hugging between those legs. Now your left leg can continue staying either on the chair or the floor. You can also add a little variation if you'd like and extend your left leg long, adding a little hover as you breathe and hug. If you're on an extended left leg and you can feel your tailbone is wanting to push towards your left inner thigh, try to focus on your right inner thigh instead so that lower back is anchored. Good. Eventually settle that left foot either to the ground or your chair and release that right leg and just shake it off. Okay, so find your anchor onto that right side and then you're going to bring that left leg in. Same thing, just hugging that left leg into the ribs. Right foot can stay on the chair. Anchor to the floor as you hug that left leg in, shoulders down, chin is down, or you can work through an extension of that right leg. And your tailbone follows your left inner thigh. Breathing in and out through the nose here. Relax your fingers. And when you're ready, allowing your right foot to either rest back to the floor or the chair if you've removed it, and take the strap away from your leg. And we'll just open and close those legs like butterfly wings. Good. And then take your left leg to the ground. The chair works too, remember, and send that right leg up to the sky. We're going to cross that right leg over for a four figure. Okay. So you can rest the left foot down. That might be just enough. Or you can add a little lift or a little hug, bringing that left leg towards you. Maybe reaching those hands underneath that left thigh and squeeze it in, or use your strap behind that left leg to hug it in deeper. The right knee tends to sink towards you. You're actually wanting it to push away. So you can either use your right elbow to help push, depending on what your hands are doing, or you can use your right hand to help push that right knee open. So I just have my right hand on the inside of my right knee, pushing it open. And what that's doing is helping my hips stay more in alignment. Shoulders down, chin is down. Beautiful. If you're hugging, release the hands, release the strap, and release that left foot either to the ground or your chair, taking that right leg up to the sky. And just roll your wrists or wrist or ankles, both directions. And then lower your leg down. Stay right with this. Left foot is either on the chair or the ground. Lift your right leg back up to the sky. You can press into the arms to help support you. You can bend into those arms to even support you more. And then release that right leg down and then stretch and reach up to the sky. Try to create as much length as you can into that right leg and push it up and gently release it down and exhale, push it up and release it down. And last one, push it up and release it down. Good. So shake it off, butterfly wings. And we'll start with that four figure again. You can have your right foot on the ground or the chair. That left leg is going to lift to the sky and cross over that right thigh. You might stay as you are, grounded, or lift a little bit onto the chair, or create a hugging sensation. Or you can use your hands behind that right thigh or use your strap. See if that left knee is hugging and dropping towards you, and you push it away, right? Think about where your hip bones are, and you're trying to create some symmetry, keeping those hip bones in alignment rather than hiking up that left side. Breathing in and out through the nose. Notice if you have a little bit more hug, maybe a little bit more gentle push away with that left knee. When you're ready to let go, remember you can anchor the right foot either to the ground or the chair, but take that left leg up to the sky and then slowly melt that left knee down, right? You can push into the back of the arms or rest the arms down. And then lift that left leg up to the sky, exhale, and then bend the knee and release it down. Notice how much the rest of the body is trying to move. Like, do you feel like your pelvis is tilting up and back as you're lifting your leg? Can you stay anchored into that lower lumbar so your tailbone is slightly curling towards your navel as you lift and lower your leg? Okay, we're all built a little differently, so you might find more of a shift, right, than others, and that's okay. One more lift of your leg and see if you can hold for 5. Push into the arms, relax the neck and the jaws. 3, 2, 1, and let go. Beautiful. Rock those legs. Open out the arms out to a T. So you might scoot your chair a little bit and take a nice long left leg. Let it relax to the ground. Okay, your right foot is on the ground, knee is bent. And that right foot is just where it would be if my left knee were bent. I just extended my left leg. Okay, so bend both of the knees if you're not sure what I'm talking about. Keep your right foot where it belongs, just underneath your right ankle, and extend that left leg. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to push into that right foot and we're going to roll those hips over to the left. So the left pinky edge of my foot starts to sink to the ground. So it's a full external release on that left leg. I'm pushed into that right foot to push those hips over towards the left. My right shoulder stays down. So a block underneath my head feels awkward. So I'm going to take it away so I can rest my head. So check to see if that's what you need too, if you're using a block. Maybe your head turns to the right. You do want to try to keep your chin down. Push into your right foot, letting those hips push open to the left. And then gradually unwind and come back to center. So bend into that left knee, reset those hips, reset the shoulders, the neck, the chin, and extend your right leg long. Okay, so from both of those knees bending. All right, same thing. Push into your left foot and start to drop down to your pinky edges of your right foot. Continue pushing those hips open to the right. That left knee feels like it's collapsing downward as you stretch external into that right leg. Relax the shoulders, relax the chin down, maybe turn your head to the left. Breathing in and out through the nose. And slowly unwind. Good. Bring that right leg in. Do it one more time. Left leg long. Push into that right foot. Roll to the pinky edges of that left. And then roll those hips open to the left. Maybe turn your head to the right. Sink it down into the shoulder. If this feels good, stay with it. Otherwise, try to balance on that left leg and lift your right leg away from the floor. Give it a nice little kick out to the left. And you're pushing into that left leg to help this twist. Your right leg can melt to the ground or stay on a hover as you relax your right shoulder down. And then start to bend your right knee. If you've taken an extension, roll those hips back through center. Both knees will bend and reset those hips, reset the shoulders. All right. So now your right leg goes long. First, start nice and slow, rolling those hips open to the right. You're trying to anchor into the right edge, pinky edge of your foot, letting those hips roll open. Okay, now you can continue pushing into that left foot or press into that right outer leg as you extend that left leg and kick it out to the right. You might hover the left leg, try to relax through that left shoulder, push it to the ground, or you might lower the left leg and touch the floor. Take another deep breath in, lengthen your right leg, and then lifting through that left, slowly bringing that left foot back down to the ground, bending the knee, and slowly bring that right leg in and relax, shake it off. Beautiful. So you might rest with your knees bent, feet to the ground, legs long, or rest your feet onto the chair. If you need a little back support, you can even hug yourself for a moment and just stretch out that lower lumbar. Your head can stay down or lift up. Or relax your chin down. Breathe in and out through the nose. If you're still in those knee hugs, find your place to relax, however it may look and feel for you. You can stay on your back, roll to one side, or even roll onto your belly. Check to see if you can walk the shoulders underneath you just a little bit more, keeping your chin down. And just trying to keep your thoughts simple. You can say, as I breathe in, as I breathe out. As I breathe in, as I breathe out. As I breathe in, as I breathe out. And you're welcome to continue that for the rest of your relaxation here. And if your mind has wandered away, just come right back to yourself. If you want to stay longer, do so. As I breathe in, as I breathe out. Otherwise, take a big breath in, sigh it out, and just start to wiggle your toes, your fingers, maybe moving the legs, maybe coming back into a hug, option for the forehead to the knee. You can rock across your lower back, head up or down. And you can roll over to one side and then come on up. Maybe stay on the floor or you sit down into your chair. But just taking this moment for yourself, your hands can come towards your heart center and just bowing down to yourself in gratitude. We'll take our arms up, inhale, lifting high to the sky, and exhale back down. I'm just so grateful for everything that we have in our lives today. Bowing down a little further to all those unknown blessings that are already on their way. Thank you all so much. Have a beautiful rest of today. Thank you.